Bialy Kings and Queens, Royal Roots here. I was asked by a sister if I can do a video um, called Parenting While Indigenous. And I've thought long and hard on this because there's a lot of things that we need to look at in this. Also for ourselves as parents, as mothers. Um, Before we teach them, we need to learn things. We need to unlearn things. There's a lot of things that we were taught by society, a lot of things that we were taught by the system, and we were indoctrinated with a bunch of lies that we need to shed. And it's hard. It's very hard. It's almost hopeless to try to be in search of truth in this time where history books have been rewritten hundreds of times to the narrative of their story. It's no longer our story, it is really his story. So I would strongly recommend homeschool. And there's different kinds of homeschool, so be really cautious of the curriculum you're showing, because why would you want to teach your children a bunch of lives of white slave owners who continually raped little slave women, little slave girls and women? And why would we want to learn about their satanic rituals and lies, lies? Columbus, all those little foolish songs they teach us in school, and the rituals that they get us into without us knowing what is really behind it, what their story really is, and why we're doing it, what we're participating in. So, unlearning their story and relearning our story, I'll leave it at that. It's something different to everyone. Another thing is, when I'm saying relearn their story, relearn our story, sorry, I mean go to your roots. What are they? My mom's side has Hakona Michoacan, so our tribal people were the Purepecha. And on my father's side, I have Cuscatlan, what now is called El Salvador, and our tribal people from there are the Chorti Mayan, and I was born here, so I have, those are my roots. And do things that connect you to your roots, that feel like good. You just know it's for you, it's yours. Because I know I shared with you guys that I started going to Aztec dance class, and it feels like I belong there. And my ancestors just live through me in those moments, like through those memories. It's so strange. It's like trance-like. I can't really explain it. My son drums. The drum's something so ancient, and our body knows it. It recognizes it. It's so beautiful, and you have to connect to things like that. I recently also was given the honor to be the copalera, which is the person who holds the copal, and that's burning, sorry, I can't think of it right now. It's burning resin. It's tree resin, and you burn it inside of this ceramic jar. It's called a copal, and the person holding it is responsible for clearing the energy. It's very beautiful and very sacred, because our tribal people, the Purepecha, every year would go around the town and clearing energy, purifying things, So it just feels so beautiful that I was given this honor by my Aztec dance teacher who thought that I had that energy, that vibe. So it's come full circle, even though they try to take it from us, even though they never taught us this kind of things in school, and drumming, dancing weren't very important. It's like, it's still in us. They still couldn't take it from us, so that's beautiful. And it's important to take your children to events where they're teaching cultural teachings that they stole from us and they hid from us. And you'll feel it. It's very deep, the connection that you feel to it, the feeling that you get from it. And I would say lastly that it is important as a parent of Indigenous children to teach them that Pachamama makes everything that we need, including our medicine. I do not agree with pharmaceuticals. I don't agree with doctors, surgeries. I don't agree with any of that. I really don't. I feel like we are natural beings, and that's maybe started with something natural, but they mixed it up in a laboratory with a bunch of chemicals, and it's like mad scientists to me. They're playing crazy because they're just seeing how we're reacting to it. They really don't know what's going to happen. And it's not a coincidence that every single drug or pill that they say, oh, it cures this, at the end of the commercial or the radio show, they're like, oh, but it can give you a headache, it could give you diarrhea, it could give you nosebleed, it could give you ulcers, it can give you blood clots, and may also cause death. This is not normal, yo. It's not normal to take your children to go get vaccinated. 90% of vaccines are made to fatten livestock. 10% are used to cure or medicate us. So miss me with that bullshit, yo. It's really messed up what they do to us. Since childbirth, Indigenous mamas, the way they lay us down on those hospital beds is the worst on your back. It's the worst for your baby. Gravity is easiest for you. Our ancestors knew. They have statues of women squatting having their babies. But the doctors have easiest access to you there, so they don't give a shit. If your back hurts or it's easier for your baby, it's horrible. They know the things they're doing. They're injecting our children with mercury. Let's not forget the history. Let's never forget the history, because a rotten tree can never give you good fruits.